Do you know the feeling that you're not good enough? Do you know the feeling that you should have done better? The feeling that you disappointed someone and constantly wanting to give your best, but it's never good enough. That was me during the early stages of my entrepreneurship journey. My name is Ghazi, and at the age of 16, I delved into the world of entrepreneurship and started my first company while pursuing studies in economics and computer science. Last year, at the age of 21, I was awarded Newcoming Entrepreneur of the Year by the German Startup Awards, before ultimately exiting my company. Woo! Yet, despite these achievements, I felt a constant struggle of self-doubt. The roller coaster, the emotional roller coaster of entrepreneurship. The times when I had to compare myself to other entrepreneurs who raised more money at better valuations. The times when I saw how other companies had more clients than us. And the times when I was running around in the company like a firefighter because everything seemed important. And I remember feeling to myself that I'm not good enough. I doubted myself. Especially one day I remember vividly. At my company, we were on our way and on our mission to secure crucial investments that we needed to grow. I remember our team working day and night on our software to make the best product for our users. And we had to make some difficult decisions on the strategy. I remember that on that day, one of our most important clients called me and told me that they are very unhappy with some features. 2 minutes later, I receive an email from investors saying that they're passing on us. And just to add salt to the wound, another investor call goes south. Even now talking about it, I still remember this deep feeling of hopelessness and this feeling that I'm just not good enough. Had I failed my team, had I failed my clients, maybe I'm just not good enough to be a successful founder. And I remember that out of overwhelm, I started to cry. But I'm not sharing this to belittle myself, nor to receive pity from you. Instead, I want to share with you the transformative power of self-love, the very force that helped me rise above my doubts. I learned that self-love, to overcome self-doubt, you have to leverage your unconscious mind. Because the unconscious mind holds the key to self-love. Self-love is what I found out, the true acceptance of oneself. It's when you can fully accept who you are, be your authentic self, and in the end, empower others, because when people see how you are and you love yourself, they feel inspired to be the same. So self-love increases happiness, emotional security, and emotional availability. When you feel love for yourself, you can empower others and be a role model for others. I'm sure you've heard about ways to love yourself. For example, meditation, writing down affirmations, maybe even taking yourself on a solo date, or maybe just cooking yourself a nice meal. I did all of these things regularly over many years, and they helped me a lot. I love that. But at some point, I just wanted more. And I learned that true self-love can only come when you work at the root of your unconscious mind. I learned from neuroscientists and psychologists that they estimate that around 90% of our brain activity is unconscious, including our emotions, habits, and beliefs. So even the way I'm breathing and the way I'm talking here right now, this is all unconscious. but the text that I learned, this is all conscious activity. And what I learned is that you can apply unconscious training methods to reprogram your beliefs, and in the end, find a way to love yourself more. The first thing I want to share with you out of my experience, because once I understood how the unconscious mind works, I was so fascinated that I just wanted to read every book about it. I worked with coaches that specialized in reprogramming the unconscious mind, and I even started my PhD in the field of subconscious programming because I really wanted to understand how I can reprogram my thoughts. So here I'm talking out of personal experience and also from the peer-reviewed studies that I've read, that the first step towards loving yourself from the unconscious is to be the moderator of your own thoughts. Maybe you've already heard about meditation as a tool to relax, but have you thought about meditation as a tool to reprogram your unconscious mind? Maybe not, because this is called metacognition. Metacognition is a process where you, it's a cognitive process where you watch your thoughts and you think about them actively. And while meditation is more aiming towards being in the present moment and feeling relaxed, metacognitive skills are used to really work on your inner stuff. And scientific studies show that the more you practice metacognition, the more you love yourself. But how does this actually work? I brought a picture for you that will maybe help you to think about this on your own. The idea is that when you go into a meditative state, you imagine all the voices in your head. Maybe when you start a meditation, you hear this thought like, why am I even meditating right now? I don't even have time for it. Or maybe you hear, oh, thank you, I'm doing something good for myself. There are like different voices, and I gave them some names. So we have the critic, famous for holding you back when you want to achieve something. We have love, the person that loves you unconditionally and gives you affirming words when you're feeling low. We have a cheerleader who cheers you on when you want to go over the finish line and you feel tired. And maybe you hear a perfectionist, the person inside of you that wants everything to be perfect and to make others proud. And you are in the middle, you're the moderator. During a metacognitive meditation, you take the seat of the moderator and you can listen to your thoughts. You can give some of the speakers more time, you can lead the conversation, you can think about where the conversation is heading, and you are in control of your thoughts. Maybe you've heard that changing your inner world will change your outer world. This is exactly what I mean. Because when we have thoughts, the thoughts trigger neurochemicals in our minds that in the end make us feel a certain way. So when you think these things, and maybe the critic, like in my example of the startup day, is predominantly negative and talking badly about me, then maybe I can give love a bit more time to share what love has to say. So this exercise really helps you to focus your unconscious attention towards the things that you want to focus on. And with practice, you'll see how you will feel better, because the first step towards reprogramming your unconscious is to become aware of the thoughts. Number 2. So the second step, when you want to reprogram your unconscious mind for self-love, is to choose your consumption wisely. I'm sure that as a child, maybe you've heard from your parents, choose your TV consumption wisely. Don't watch too long, don't waste your time with watching TV. And maybe you've heard that you have to eat healthy food because it's good for your bodies. And our unconscious takes everything in. Not just the TV that we watch, not just the food that we eat, the people we spend time with, the music we listen to, the hobbies we have, the music we play, the sports we do. All of this is taken in from the unconscious. So a question that you can ask yourself to support this unconscious mind when you think about your next day, week, month, year. You can think about, does it give or take energy from me? And based on that, you can plan and structure your days. Just to give you an example, would you spend time with a person that has the flu? Probably not. So why would you spend time with a person that gossips and is a pessimist then? Just be aware that all of these things are absorbed by your unconscious, and it will be a bit more difficult for yourself to just be in love for yourself all the time. Same goes for this example. Are you ordering for takeout, or do you cook yourself a healthy meal at home? There is no right or wrong. The question is, does it give or take energy from you? So next time, when you think about your day, your week, your month, your year, ask yourself this question: does it give or take energy from me? Because you pay a price for everything you consume. So choose your consumption wisely. The third thing I want to share with you is my personal favorite. It's a little exercise that you can do every night before you go to bed. Write a self-love journal before going to bed. It's amazing how simple it is and how well it works. And I can tell you the science behind it. Writing a self-love journal means writing down 10 things on a piece of paper and handwritten notes before you go to bed, really directly before you close your eyes. Because in this moment, our brains go into a state of alpha brainwaves. And in alpha brainwaves, we have the option to process information faster and at the same time to learn things quicker. It is a state that helps us to prime how we think the next day. So when you think about things that you love about yourself in the evening before you go to bed, it's most likely the thing that you wake up feeling when you wake up in the morning. You will feel ready to take on the day, and you will feel loved by yourself. And scientific studies show that when you do this over a period of 3 weeks, you will already feel much more self-love, and you will feel more resilient towards taking on new challenges. So just to summarize again, the things that help me and that I read through scientific peer-reviewed studies is, number one, be the moderator of your thoughts. You're in control what happens, and you can choose how you feel about it. Number two, choose your consumption wisely. Just remember that everything that happens, all of your senses take them in, and your unconscious will know about it. And thirdly, really, trust me, use this tip, write a self-love journal before bed, because this will prime your mind to feel more love for yourself. There's one more thing. So I've tried all of these exercises over 1.5 years now. And I just want to give you a comparison of what happened. Because a couple of weeks ago, I was confronted with a very similar situation to the one that I described before. It was a day when I received an email from two potential clients saying that they would like to work with the competition. Then I also received a lot of hate on social media for a video that I posted. And on top of that, I felt like I didn't know how to prepare this TED Talk. I felt overwhelmed with it, and I didn't know, will I be good enough or not? And as you can hear, yes, I had self-doubts as well. But the difference is that this time, the self-doubts didn't make me cry. They didn't go into a loop of negativity. But instead, I focused on being the moderator of my own thoughts, changing my environment. I invited people that I love, that I know they give me energy. And it really helped. And on top of that, I continued with the journaling exercise. So it made me feel empowered. And there is one more thing. There will be days when everything goes wrong. There will be days when you make someone feel disappointed. And there will be days when you don't feel good enough. And that's okay. The question is how you deal with it. So let's make a pact today to be kinder to ourselves, to embrace the journey and the doubt, and to connect with people that we love. Because when we love ourselves, we break the boundary and can achieve anything we want. Join the Self-Love Club.